Hello, this is Biblical Tarot, and I'm back with another video. And for this video, I would like to share something with you. So, um, Five of Pentacles it's been coming up a lot lately. Not only on like a daily card, but just like my favorite card in a different deck called the Rota Mundi Tarot. It's my favorite card is the Five of Pentacles, and it doesn't have people in it, but it has a tree of life on it, and it has a pentagram on it. And so like I've been connecting with that and the Five of Pentacles. So I was just listening to like another YouTube channel, and and it was about Carl Jung and the Red Book. And the gentleman was reading out of the Red Book. His voice was so soothing too. It was just great to listen to it. But like he came to this part called Service of the Soul, okay? And when he got to that part, like I totally was like transported. I like was transported into this card. Like I felt like I was in the card. And actually, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like I was this man following this woman. Like I felt like, you'll see, like if you listen to what I'm about to read you, like I'm thinking though, like he had to look at this card. But I know like people can have the same thing going on or the same symbolisms, and they can make up something and it totally matches what somebody else did, like totally matches up. And it's not that they copied after each other. I guess maybe it's just like tapping into something, the collective consciousness. I don't know, I'm not like big with all the words and stuff, but just tapping into something where they both maybe tapped into the same thing. But I'm thinking, like, how could he not like know what tarot cards is? And I think I've heard a lot of times that he said he knew what tarot cards was, but I'm talking about Carl Jung, that he knew what tarot cards was, but he didn't use them or whatever. But I know he's had to have looked at them, because I looked at his birth date and I looked at his death, and it is definitely within the time like that they were like popular for reading. Like I'm sure he's had to look at this card, all of the cards. I mean, I just can't see him not. But just saying that he didn't because he probably didn't want to be bothered with people asking questions. That's what I feel like. That's what my intuition is saying. But I listened to the thing he was reading, it felt like it was this card that he was totally describing. It was crazy. I was right in the card. I'm going to stop ranting about that, and I'm going to start reading for you. Reading it. It came from the Red Book by Carl Jung. So, it's called The Service of the Soul. And I'll start reading now. On the following night, I had to write down all the dreams that I could recollect true to their wording. The meaning of this act was dark to me. Why all this? Forgive the fuss that arises in me. Yet you want me to do this? What strange things are happening to me? I know too much not to see on what swaying bridges I go. Where are you leading me? Forgive my excessive apprehension, brimful of knowledge. My foot hesitates to follow you. Into what mist and darkness does your path lead? Must I also learn to do without meaning? If this is what you demand, then so be it. This hour belongs to you. What is there where there is no meaning? Only nonsense or madness? It seems to me, is there also a supreme meaning? Is that your meaning, my soul? I limp after you on crutches of understanding. I am a man, and you stride like a god. What a torture. I must return to myself, to my smallest things. I saw the things of my soul as small, pitiably small. You force me to see them as large, to make them large. Is that your aim? I follow, but it terrifies me. Hear my doubts, otherwise I cannot follow, since your meaning is a supreme meaning and your steps are the steps of a God. I understand I must not think either. Should thought too no longer be? I should give myself completely into your hands, but who are you? I do not trust you. Not once to trust. Is that my love for you? My joy in you? Do I not trust every valiant man, and not you, my soul? Your hand lies heavy on me, but I will. Have I not sought to love men and trust them? And should I not do this with you? Forget my doubts. I know it is ignoble to doubt you. You know how difficult it is for me to set aside the beggar's pride I take in my own thought. I forgot that you are also one of my friends, and I have the first right to my trust. Should what I give them not belong to you? I recognize my injustice. It seems to me that I despised you. My joy at finding you again was not genuine. I also recognized that the scornful laughter in me was right. I must learn to love you. Should I also set aside self-judgment? I am afraid. Then the soul spoke to me and said, this fear testifies against me. It is true. It testifies against you. It kills the holy trust between you and me. How hard is fate? If you take a step toward your soul, you will at first miss the meaning. You will believe that you have sunk into meaningless, into eternal disorder. You will be right. Nothing will deliver you from disorder and meaninglessness, since this is the other half of the world. Your God is a child, so long as you are not childlike. Is the child order, meaning, or disorder? Caprice, disorder, and meaninglessness are the mother of order and meaning. Order and meaning are things that have become and are no longer becoming. You open the gates of the soul to let the dark food of chaos flow into your order and meaning. If you marry the ordered to the chaos, you produce the divine child, the supreme meaning beyond meaning and meaninglessness. You are afraid to open the door. I too was afraid, since we had forgotten that God is terrible. Christ taught God is love, but you should know that love is also terrible. I spoke to a loving soul, and as I drew nearer to her, I was overcome by horror, and I heaped up a wall of doubt. And did you dread the depths? It should horrify you, since the way of what is to come leads through it. You must endure the temptation of fear and doubt, and at the same time, acknowledge to the bone that your fear is justified and your doubt is reasonable. How otherwise could it be a true temptation and a true overcoming? Christ totally overcomes the temptation of the devil, but not the temptation of God to good and reason. Christ thus succumbs to cursing. You still have to learn this, to succumb to no temptation, but to do everything of your own will. Then you will be free and beyond Christianity. I have had to recognize that I must submit to what I fear. Yes, even more, that I must even love what horrifies me. We must learn such from that saint who was disguised by the plague infections. She drank the pus of plague boils and became aware that it smelt like roses. The acts as if the saint were not in vain. In everything regarding your salvation and the attainment of mercy, You are dependent on your soul. Thus, no sacrifice can be too great for you. If your virtues hinder you from salvation, discard them, since they have become evil to you. The slave to virtue finds the way as little as the slave to vices. If you believe that you are the master of your soul, then become her servant. If you were her servant, make yourself her master, since she needs to be ruled. These should be your first steps. During 6 further nights, the spirit of the depths was silent in me, since I swayed between fear, defiance, and nausea, and was wholly the prey of my passion. I could not and did not want to listen to the depths. But on the 7th night, the spirit of the depths spoke to me. Look into your depths, pray to your depths, waking the dead. But I stood helpless and did not know what I could do. I looked into myself, and the only thing I found within was the memory of earlier dreams, all of which I wrote down without knowing what good this would do. I wanted to throw everything away and return to the light of day, but the spirit stopped me and forced me back into myself. Wow, I love that. Oh my God. I love that, and I see so much in that. Oh my God, the symbolism in that. I'm like he's taking me everywhere. He's taking me to this card. He's taking me back to the Song of Solomon's. I swear he's taking me to the book of Job with the depths. Oh my God, like, woo. I don't know, but this is deep, and like, I wanted to share it. I definitely wanted to share it. Ooh, I wanted to share it with you. Ooh. And hopefully you got it. I mean, I couldn't be any more. I don't even know what to say, because it's just so much. And I think it's beautiful what he said. Oh my God. And it took me, like, I could tell this man's been reading the Bible. He's been doing a lot of things. Because, like, oh my God, it kind of sounded so close a bit. Not really, really close. Like I could tell he's been reading the Song of Solomon. He's been reading Job. Like, he's got a lot of stuff, like, mixed up in there. And then stuff of his own self, of his own. It's just weird. I don't know. I don't want to be too weird to you guys. But I'm at the point where it doesn't matter. I'm 40 years old. So, like, who cares what anybody says about